We're going to go ahead and mute everyone at this time so that we can start the service.
Okay.
There we go. Beautiful. Shabbat Shalom, everyone. God, sing a new song, oh sing praises to God, give thanks to God with a song, oh sing praises to the Lord your God. Rejoice in the Lord, all ye righteous, and cry out to the Lord with joy, sing out to their hearts, oh sing praises to God. Bless God's name, oh sing unto the Lord a song of prayer, sing praises to the Lord, sing unto God. Bless God's name, oh sing unto the Lord a song of prayer, sing praises to the Lord, sing unto God. Sing unto God, sing a new song, oh sing praises to God, give thanks to God with a song, oh sing praises to the Lord your God. Sing unto God, sing a new song, oh sing unto God, sing a new song sing unto God, sing a new song unto God. Sing unto God the God. Sing a new song to God.
Shabbat Shalom, everyone. It is so wonderful to be with you all. And this is one of my favorite Shabbat services of the year because not only does it mark the climax of one of the most pivotal moments in the Torah, but it's also an opportunity for a musical celebration. Tonight, it is doubly special because we're also honoring the legacy of Debbie Friedman, who died 10 years ago. Debbie, as we know, was a woman who loved Jewish tradition. She loved the tradition, the liturgy, the culture, the community, and she saw what could be possible when people joined together in prayerful song. Debbie did not always connect to traditional prayer, and she dreamed about what could be possible with an addition of creativity and modern sound. So many of us here tonight fell in love with Judaism or fell in love with prayer through Debbie's melodies. As a young child, I remember sitting in the back row of my temple, swaying and singing to her music, and I know I'm not alone. Debbie knew that music was a powerful expression of faith, tradition, healing, longing, gratitude, and love. So tonight, we show up ready to express all that we feel through the power of Debbie's music and the Torah portion through which this Shabbat is named, Shabbat Shira, the Shabbat of song. We begin by lighting the candles and welcoming in this beautiful day. So I invite you to join with me if you happen to have candles around. Forgot you can't actually see candles if you have a virtual background, which kind of defeats the purpose. So we're going to change that. There we go. Baruch atah Adonai, Eloheinu
Kiddushanu, Mitzvotav, V'tzivanu, L'adlik ner, Shel Shabbat.
Oh, hear my prayer, I sing to you. Be gracious to the ones I love, and bless them with goodness and mercy and peace. So hear my prayer to you. Let us light these lights and see the way to you, and let us say Amen. Let us light these lights and see the way to you, and let us say Amen. We continue in welcoming Shabbat with Kiddush. Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam, borei peri hagafen. Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam, asher kitshanu b'mitzvotav v'ratzavanu, v'shabbat kodsho v'avav ratzon hinchilanu, zikaron lema'aseh v'reishit. כי הוא יום תחילה למקרא קודש, זכר ליציאת מצרים. כי בנו בחרת ואותנו קידשת מכל העמים, ושבת קודשך באהבה וברצון הנחלתנו. ברוך אתה אדוני מקדש השבת. אמן. לחיים. Begin by welcoming the ministering angels of Shabbat. Shalom Aleichem, Shalom Aleichem, Malachei Hasharet, Malachei Elyon, Mi Melech, Malchei Hamlachim, HaKadosh, HaKadosh Baruch Hu. Bochem leshalom, Malachei HaShalom, Malachei Elyon, Mi Melech, Malachei Hamlachim, HaKadosh Baruch Hu. Shalom Aleichem, Shalom Aleichem, Malachei Hasharet, Malachei Elyon, Mi Melech, Malchei Hamlachim, HaKadosh, HaKadosh Baruch Hu. Baruch Hu ni leshalom, Malachei HaShalom, Malachei עליון, ממלך מלכי המלכים, הקדוש ברוך הוא. שלום עליכם, שלום עליכם, מלאכי השרת, מלאכי עליון, ממלך מלכי המלכים, הקדוש, הקדוש ברוך הוא. צאתכם לשלום מלאכי השלום, מלאכי עליון, ממלך מלכי המלכים, הקדוש ברוך הוא. שלום עליכם, שלום עליכם, מלאכי השרת, מלאכי עליון, ממלך מלכי המלכים, הקדוש, הקדוש ברוך הוא. We continue in a joyous welcome to the Shabbat bride. לך דודי לקראת כלה, בני שבת נקבלה. 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 שמור וזכור דיבור אחד, השמיענו אל המיוחד. אדוני אחד ושמו אחד, לשם ולתפארת ונפילה. לך דודי לקראת כלה, בני שבת נקבלה. לך דודי לקראת כלה, בני שבת נקבלה. בואי ושלום עטרת בעלה, גם בשמחה ובצהלה. תוך אמוני עם סגולה, בואי חלה, בואי חלה. לך דודי לקראת כלה, בני שבת נקבלה. לך דודי לקראת כלה, בני שבת נקבלה. לך דודי לקראת כלה, בני שבת נקבלה.
I can just hear everyone's voices singing beautifully. I see everyone in the screen and I can just feel your neshama, feel your soul. Remember back a year ago when every time we sang Lecha Dodi, we ended it by offering greetings and hugs to one another? We will get back there. But today I just urge everyone to really look at one another, to take time to look into the eyes of our fellows, even if we're just in little tiny one-inch screens, and to feel the presence of community. The Baruch Hu is a communal prayer. It's a prayer where we call one another and ourselves to worship. It's a prayer where we celebrate the fact that we are here together, praying and joining together in sacred community.
Blessed be Adonai. Praise be the blessed one forever and ever. Yai lai lai la lai la 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 lai lai. Yai la lai la lai lai lai. Yai lai lai la lai la 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 lai. Ya la lai ya la 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 la. Ya la la ya la 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 la. Ya la la ya la la la.
God of mystery, thank you for the gift of this day, for the one ending and the one about to begin. Help me to see the moments and the hours, those already past and those to come, as blessings, as teachers. Guide me to service for your name's sake. Grant me comfort and rest so that I enter the new day with a sense of joy, hope, and peace. Then, God of old, I will become a source of love, a beacon of wonder, awe, and grace. Baruch atah Adonai ha'ma'ariv aravim. Blessed are you, God, who brings on the evening.
Ahavat olam Beit Yisrael Amecha ahavta Amecha ahavta Torah u'mitzvot Chukim u'mishpatim Otanu limadeta, Otanu limadeta. Al kein Adonai Eloheinu b'shachmenu, Ukumenu nasiach bechukecha, V'nismach b'divrei toratecha, Uv'mitzvotecha le'olam va'ed. כי הם חיינו ואורך ימינו ובהם נגה יומם ולילה נגה יומם ולילה ואהבתך אל תסיר ממנו לעולמים Baruch atah Adonai, Ohev Amo Yisrael, Ohev Amo Yisrael. Shema Adonai Baruch Shem Kevod, Shem Kevod, Malchuto, Leolam, Leolam Vaed. And you shall love the Lord your God with all your heart, with all your soul, and with all your mind. And all these words which I command you on this day shall be in your heart, shall be in your heart, and you shall teach them diligently unto your children, and you shall speak of them when you sit in your house, when you walk by the way, and when you rise up, and when you lie down, and when you lie down, and you shall bind them for a sign upon your hand, and they shall be for frontlets between your eyes, and you shall write them on the doorposts of your house, and upon your gates, and upon your gates, that you may remember and do all my commandments, and be holy unto your God, unto your God, unto your God.
The Israelites had been through so much. After 400 years of bondage, 400 years of harsh labor, of not being allowed to practice their faith, of fearing for the lives of children and adults alike, they were subjected to plague, one after another, holding on to the hope that somehow, some way they would get through what seemed impossible. And when Moses told them at the end of the 10th plague to pack their belongings, to get gold, and to prepare to leave, it was as if a dream. They left barely able to process what was happening. When they came to the wall of the sea and heard behind them in the distance the sounds of their oppressors approaching, they knew that Pharaoh had changed his mind, and once again, they were filled with fear. It seemed as if there would be no escape. And yet somehow there was a miracle, the miracle of the Red Sea parting and the Israelites walking through on dry land. The worst they had been feared, and yet they had survived. They were finally free. We sing the words of mourning into dancing tonight as part of our Shabbat Shira celebration, because Shabbat Shira is about this very moment when they realized that they were free. And indeed, their mourning turned into dancing.
You turn my mourning into dancing, so that my soul might sing to you, so that my soul sing to you, and it not be still. You turn my mourning into dancing, so that my soul might sing to you, so that my soul sing to you, and it not be still. Oh God, my God, forever I will thank you. Oh God, my God, forever I will thank you. Oh, Decon. Now I sing praises to the Holy One, who lifts me up when I have fallen. And I cry to you to heal me, and you have answered all my prayers. Oh God, my God, forever I will thank you. Oh God, my God, forever I will thank you. Oh Decon. You to be gracious and hear me, Adonai. I call to you to help me, and you supported me with joy. Oh God, my God, oh God, my God, forever I will thank you. Oh God, my God, forever I will thank you. Oh Decon. You turn my mourning into dancing. You turn my mourning into dancing, so that my soul might sing to you. Sing it again. You turn my mourning into dancing, so that my soul might sing to you. One more time. You turn my mourning into dancing, so that my soul might sing to you. ונאמר כיבד אדוני את יעקב וגאלו מיד חזק ממנו ברוך אתה אדוני גאל ישראל.
The Israelites kept singing and dancing as long as they could, but soon it would be time to begin a harrowing journey, an unknown future that lay before them. They worried about the water to quench their thirst and the food to satisfy their hunger. But that didn't stop them from moving forward, having faith and hope in a more promising future. At times they wanted to give up and turn back, but they did not. The Torah teaches that God looked after them by supplying them with their water and their manna. But I think just as important, they looked out for one another, offering a shelter from life's storms.
מעתה ועד עולם מעתה ועד עולם, מעתה ועד עולם. ושמור צאתנו ובואנו לחיים ולשלום, מעתה ועד עולם, מעתה ועד עולם, מעתה ועד עולם. השכיבנו אדוני אלוהינו לשלום, והעמידנו מלכנו לחיים, ופרוס עלינו סוכת שלום אחד, מעתה ועד עולם, מעתה ועד עולם, מעתה ועד עולם. Now and forever, מעתה ועד עולם, מעתה ועד עולם, מעתה ועד עולם, מעתה ועד עולם. Sing louder, you're muted anyway. מעתה ועד עולם, מעתה ועד עולם, מעתה ועד עולם. ושמרו בני ישראל את השבת, את השבת, לעשות את השבת לדורותם ברית עולם, ברית עולם. ביני ובין בני ישראל אותי לעולם, ביני ובין בני ישראל אותי לעולם. כי ששת ימים עשה אדוני את השמיים ואת הארץ, וביום השביעי שבת ויהי נפש, ויהי נפש.
God's protection and gentle love helped us throughout our 40 years of desert wandering, and Shabbat continues to this day to be a balm for the soul, a necessary pause of celebration, tradition, community, and inspiration. And so we take this time right now as we move into our Amidah, a silent Amidah, to take the time within our souls to say the words that we need to say, the words of our tradition, or the words which our souls long to express.
So often I had the opportunity to sit at the feet of the Master, to study and learn with Debbie Friedman, to literally sit at her feet and watch her fingers so we could decipher the chords that she was playing. But one perfect weekend, a Milton seminar, I remember sitting there and being just as we are right now, in silent prayer. And suddenly, because we had been studying and learning about giving thanks and praise to God and thanksgiving for all that we have, out of the silence came something brand new. It came this melody. Kivino lach, me'olam kivino lach. We forever put our trust in you, God. Me'olam kivino lach, me'olam kivino lach. ועל ניסך שבכל יום ערב ובוקר וצהריים. Now join with me. מעולם קיווינו לך, מעולם קיווינו לך. One more time, but really mean it now. מעולם קיווינו לך, מעולם קיווינו לך. הטוב כי לך עלו רחמך, והמרחם כי לא תמו חסדך. מעולם קיווינו לך, מעולם קיווינו לך. Now we just spent all this time speaking with God and asking God for all that we need for ourselves and for our community and for the world. And so now it's time to put our trust in God, that God will have heard us and God will answer us and God will do for us and God will do with us. So this time when you sing these words, hand it over. Give it to God. Give your trust. קיווינו לך, מעולם קיווינו לך. Now give your trust to each other. מעולם קיווינו לך, מעולם קיווינו לך.
Now we turn to the center of our service. We turn to the Torah itself, to the words of Shirat Hayam, the Song of the Sea. But tonight, in addition to honoring Miriam, who led us in these words of Shirat Hayam that we'll talk about a little bit later, and in addition to honoring Debbie's unbelievably beautiful legacy that she left us all, it's time that we also honor some of the people who bring prayerful music to our temple. And of course, the cantor does. That goes without saying, and we should always celebrate him because he brings so much gifts to our community. We are truly blessed. But we're also here to honor two phenomenal people, Bob Renstein and Grant Perry. And so I would love for the first Aliyah, doing the very first part of Shirat Hayam, I'd like to call Bob Renstein to the Torah. Ya'amod Tov Yonatan ben Yosef la'Aliyah Rishona.
Baruch Hu et Adonai Havarach.
Baruch Adonai Amvarach Leolam Vaed.
Baruch Adonai Havarach Leolam Vaed. Baruch Atah Adonai Eloheinu Melech Haolam Asher Bachar Banu Mikol Ha'amim V'natan Lanu et Torato. Baruch Atah Adonai Noten HaTorah.
Amen.
Amen. As Yashir Moshe Ubnei Yisrael et Hashira Hazot Ladonai V'yomeru Lemor Ashira Ladonai Kigahoga Susraho Ramavayam Oziv Zimrat Yavai Yeshua Zeilivan vehu, Elohei aviv arom emenhu, Adonai ish milchama, Adonai shemo, Markevot paro, V'chelo yirav hayam, Umivchar shalishav tibud yamsu, Tehomot yikasumu, Yirtubim solot kamo aven Yamin Adonai Nedarim hakoach Yamin Adonai Tiratzoyev.
Baruch Atah Adonai Eloheinu Melech Haolam Asher natan lanu Torat emet, v'chayei olam nata betochenu. Baruch atah Adonai, noten haTorah.
Amen.
Amen. Thank you so much, Bob, for supplying us with such beautiful music all year round and even on Zoom, working with us to create such beautiful soundtracks and melodies and just being up for being creative at the drop of a hat. We're so grateful for you. And this Torah portion, it's a fitting one in order to honor these musical creators and innovators within our community. I mean, Bob has written such beautiful pieces for our community and has continued to do so. But this particular portion, there is just such majesty, I think, with these words. Both the artistry of how the Torah is read, and someone was commenting in the chat about how nice it is to see the text. Well, it's super important, especially today, because it doesn't look like this anywhere else in the Torah. It is the waves of the sea that are shown within the text itself, which is just pure beauty. But also, as we listen to the prayer or the Torah verses being chanted, we hear this coming in and out of melody. We hear the connection of a more melodious tune in addition to the regular trope tune of Torah. And if that's not a metaphor for Debbie and her life of bringing the modern with the tradition, if that's not a metaphor for all of our lives as Reformed Jews, taking the beauty of tradition and melding it with modernity, then I don't know what is. So we turn to our second aliyah. And for our second aliyah, continuing these beautiful verses, we call Grant Perry, who also continues to bring such beautiful music to our community. Ya'amot Natan Yagal ben David la'aliyah shneha.
There we go. Baruch hu et Adonai Hamborak.
Baruch Adonai Amvarach Leolam Vaed.
Baruch Adonai Hambarak Leolam Vayed. Baruch Ata Adonai Eloheinu Melech Haolam Asher Bachar Banu Mikol Hamim V'natan Lanu et Torato. Baruch Ata Adonai Noten HaTorah.
Amen. Amen. Uverov geonecha taros kamecha teshalach aroncha yochlemo kakash uveruach apecha nermu mayim nitzvu chemoned nozlim kaf'u tehomot balev yam amar oyev erdo fasig achalek shalal timlaemo nafshi arik harbi torishemo yadi na shafta beruchacha kisamo yam tzalelu keoferet b'hamayim adirim mi chamocha ba'elim Adonai mi kamocha nedar b'kodesh nora teilot osef eleh.
Baruch Ata Adonai Eloheinu Melech Haolam Asher Natan Lanu Torah Emet V'kei Olam Nata B'tokenu. Baruch Ata Adonai Noten HaTorah.
Amen.
Amen. And for, of course, these words that we sang, that we heard just a few moments ago, are words that were led by Miriam on the shores of the sea. And like Miriam, Moses and the Israelites sang this song to God, the Torah says, but it was Miriam who truly led it. The Song of Miriam was an expression of joy, of relief, of gratitude that we made it this far, a cathartic moment of relief, that everything we had been working towards for 400 years had come true. Perhaps after a year of social distancing, we will know a small taste of this joy when we embrace one another again. So I invite everyone to lift our timbrels with joy as we celebrate how far we've come and how excited we are for a promising tomorrow, and really have fun. Dance around, take out those timbrels. I saw a few people dancing earlier. Maya with her cat was very, very cute. Keep on dancing like Maya.
With every strand and every thread she crafted her delight, a woman touched with spirit, she danced for the light. And the women dancing with their tunes, follow Miriam as she sang her song. Sing the song to one who waved a tall. Miriam and the women danced and danced the whole night long. When Miriam stood up on the shores and gazed across the sea, the wonder of this miracle she sang. she sang with praise and might. We've just lived through a miracle. We're gonna dance tonight. And the women dancing with their timbrels. Follow Miriam as she sang her song. Sing the song to one who we've exalted. Miriam and the women dance all night long. And the women dancing with their timbrels. Follow Miriam as she sang her song. Sing the song to one who we've exalted. Miriam and the women dance the whole night long.
I think I cut myself off at the end over there.
I think you might have. I don't know.
But just seeing everyone dance, I love the timbrel. I love all the excitement. I hope that we feel that excitement, that we can keep it with us. Because yeah, this has been a rough year, but it has also been a year filled with beautiful moments of connection. And I hope that there will be so many more beautiful moments ahead of us within this year. So right now, I want us to turn and to prepare ourselves to turn to one of the prayers that is truly one of the most important prayers to Debbie. Because like Miriam, Debbie Friedman was a healer. She had the uncanny ability to be able to see people, to know how they were feeling and what they needed. After years of experience with chronic illness, Debbie created a new genre of prayer service, a healing service, an opportunity to lift up one another and ourselves. Her melody, the Mishaberach, that we will sing in just a few moments, and is sung so often in our community, was actually a birthday present, as many of us know, for Marty Cohen-Spiegel, a brilliant and kind Temple Bethel member. Doesn't that say it all? That this Mishaberach prayer wasn't just written for times of illness and times of pain. It was actually written for a moment of joy, because Debbie understood that all of us can use some healing. All of us can use some shalom. And when we provide that support to one another, that is one of the greatest blessings that there is. I invite everyone to write in the chat the name of anyone who is in need of healing within our community. And as we do, I actually would like to ask the cantor to share that one beautiful story about Debbie when she was sick.
It was shared at her funeral, at a memorial service for her soon after she passed away, by our dear friend Craig Taubman, another wonderful music maker, music writer, and a dear friend of Debbie's. That as Debbie was lying there in her comatose state, at one point they had to actually turn her over so that something could be shifted, or I'm not even sure what, and there was a mirror underneath her so that if she were to open her eyes, she would be able to see the reflection of whoever was standing there. And Craig came to visit her at the hospital, and he brought his guitar. And he lay under her bed so that his head was where that mirror was. And he sang the Mishaberach to his dear friend, Debbie Friedman, asking God's healing presence for her.
Today we offer the names of so many people for whom we'd like to offer a healing presence. Daniel Willens, Anne-Marie Walker, Susan Brooks, Tovia Bat Esther, Sheila Chandra, James Grossman, Jerry Mednick, Iris Spector, Bob Gold, Israel Yehudit and Joan Morris, Rebecca Rothstein, Jennifer Harrison Gomez, Marty Cohen-Spiegel, Richard Arbor, Paige Montanaro, Richard and Janice Sarote, Sarah Gill, Jim Grossman, Bob Byer, Ken McKenney, Tovia Ben Avraham, Till Palno, Daniel Fiss, Nadine Wilkerson, Mark Cohen, Steve Riva Skoll, Sarah Gill, Rick and Shelley Rockoff, Jennifer Hamburg-Grosky, Sam Morris, Stuart Chernikoff, Sunny Felberg, Susan Felberg, Josh Montgomery, Michael Strahan, Joy Licht, Gary Thorne, Phil Igner, Steve Schwartz, Michael Strahan, Cheryl Haltzman, Bob Gold, and all of those in days of Shiva and Shloshim, Her Mourning for People in Shiva and Shloshim, Pat Wade and Tamar Davidson, Riva Skoll, Josie and Stephen Gianetto, Jackie Barley, Bob Beyer, everyone who's fighting COVID, Donna Cohen, Tony Weisberg, Susan and Bill Brooks, Pat Wade, Tamar Davidson, Hillary Whittam, Bobby Allen, Pat Wade, Tamar Davidson, Leanne Kendi, Fritzy Snyder, Sam Morris, and Pat Wade, Braxton Pierce, Donnie Platts, Mark Chernoff, Jim Grossman, Patrice Fink, the Hermosa Finks, and everyone else in need of healing. The mother of Barbara Perrin, the grandparents of Jimmy Vega, Daniel Willen, Stephen Spearer, Father Bill Menninger, Marty Stein, Pete Moss, Ken Gurley, Mario, Tamar Davidson and Pat Wade, Doris Jacobson, Bruce, Megawin, Paige, Daniel, Sylvia Davis, Nuri and Letty, Marty Spiegel, and so many, Judy Belts, Judith Rosen, Linda Zweig, Ruth Rubenstein, Mitch Rosen, Ida Seaver, Elaine Frank, Bob Reynolds, Cornero Ortiz, Bess Levine, Barbara Stokes, and Tobia Natan Ben Yosef, and so many others. We offer Alex Mark and Dean Riley and Barbara Stokes, for all of the people whose names we've said out loud, for all of those whose names we hold in our hearts. Let us join together in singing these words of the Mishabara, Debbie Friedman's prayer. Mishabara avotenu mikor habracha vehinotenu. May the source of strength who bless the ones before us help us find the courage to make our lives a blessing, and let us say Amen. Mishabara imotenu mikor habracha lehavotenu. Bless those in need of healing with refuah shalema, the renewal of body, the renewal of spirit, and let us say Amen. I hope that everyone can feel the healing presence. We also take time within our service to mourn people who have died in recent days and weeks, and at this time in years past. In the period of Shiva, we are mourning for Lawrence Turfansker. We're also, in the period of Shloshim, we're remembering Helen Goodman, Robert Rockoff, Melvin Frumis, Judith Summerstein, Marion Levine, Seymour Waterman, and Sue Goldman Shaw. We're observing the yahrzeits of Gordon Adelson, Henry Adler, Hugo Astheimer, Milton Balsam, Mark Bizel, Jerome Block, Morris Budoff, Jack Brickman, Edith Brodsky, William Broadsley, Alan Carlin, Eleanor Cook, Avishai Davidson, Hy Fable, Herbert Feebleman, Jenny Gallant, Samuel Gurrell, May Getzoff, Alfred Goldberg, Esther Gren, Rachel Heim, Paul Hodes, Abraham Karp, Nathan Kaufman, Lori Ann Kramer Umitsky, Dr. Gilbert Krause, Daniel Levin, Anna Lipshaw, Louis Mandel, Louis Maurer, Abraham Michaels, Estelle Moore, Charlotte Myers, Irving Picard, Sydney Richards, Louis Rockoff, Nancy Rose, Van Karpa Rosenthal, Bernard Rosenthal, Yolanda Schultz, Dorothy Shipman, Mo Siegelman, Belle Smoller, Max Steinhaus, Harriet Stern, Celia Sugarman, Rosamond Charlotte, Venezuela, Lorraine Wall, Howard Weiss, Renee Zamosuta, Raymond Ziegler, and Abraham Zisgrove. In memory of all of these people, of people who we're holding in our hearts, all those who have no one to say Kaddish for them, we offer these words, and I invite you to join with me. Yitkadal v'yitkadash shemei rabbah, ve'alma divrach cherotei ve'amlich malchotei, v'chayachon u'vyomachon, u'v'chayei dekol beit Yisrael, ba'gala u'vizman kariv imru amen. Yehi shmei rabbah mevarach le'olam olamei almaya. Yitbarach v'yishtabach v'yitpa'ar v'yitramam v'yitnaseh. V'yitadar v'yitalev v'yitalal shmei dekudesha b'richu. Le'elam min kol birchata b'shirata. Tushbachata v'nechamata. Damiram v'alma v'imru amen. Yehi shlama rabba min shemaya. V'chayim alinu ve'al kol Yisrael v'imru amen. Oseh shalom b'mromav. Hu ya'aseh shalom. Alinu ve'al kol Yisrael v'imru amen. Zichronam livracha, may their memories always be a blessing, and together let us say, amen.
Amen. Oh, say shalom, bimromav, say shalom, aleinu, ve'al kol Yisrael, ve'imeru amen. Oh, say shalom bimromav, say shalom aleinu ve'al kol Yisrael ve'imeru amen. Oh, say shalom bimromav, say shalom aleinu ve'al kol Yisrael ve'imeru amen.
Shabbat Shalom, everyone. I hope that tonight's music, so beautifully led by the cantor, has uplifted us all and given us an opportunity to really celebrate the Shabbat of song. But if you haven't gotten enough yet, I know there's going to be a little bit more in the announcements that'll be coming up shortly. But before we get there, I want to give a huge, huge shout out and thank you to Donnie Paquin for being our greeter this evening, and for Tom Rosenberg for being our Facebook greeter this evening, and to Cheryl Holtzman, who is here on behalf of the board to offer some announcements. So I pass it over to you, Cheryl. Cheryl, we can't hear you. You're muted still.
Uh-oh.
Now we're good.
There we go. Shabbat Shalom. As Rabbi mentioned, my name is Cheryl Holtzman. I'm a little hoarse. My name, and it is my honor to be here tonight and any night representing the Board of Directors. And I'd like to share some upcoming services and programs with you. Tomorrow evening at 5 p.m., please join our meditation facilitator, Pam Tarlow, for our meditation class. This class explores different techniques in Jewish meditation and mindfulness. And then following at 7 p.m., we have an amazing program tomorrow night. We have a very special Havdalah service featuring cantors from all over Los Angeles and their performing children. As we join in bidding farewell to Shabbat Shira, we will hear a wonderful concert of performances from the next generation, the future, our tomorrows. I hope you were able, speaking of our cantor, I hope you were able to make your reservation for this Monday's Cooking with Cantor, as our wonderfully talented cantor Alon will guide us through a brunch menu, the perfect breakfast in bed. I think a lot of us are spending a lot of time there lately. And for yourself and for your loved ones, please find the registration link in our weekly emails if you have not yet done so. And then finally, please join us back here next week. Friday night is our family Shabbat service honoring, and this is a wonderful, wonderful thing, honoring our educator, Randy Scher. Randy, if you did not know, has been recognized by the Board of Jewish Education for her extraordinary work enriching Jewish educational experiences during the pandemic. We are incredibly proud of the work that Randy has been doing for our Torah school students, and we look forward to blessing her next Friday night, and we hope you will all join us in doing so. I also want to put a little placeholder for Purim next month, and you can always find all of our news on Shabbat services in KBE, and our Facebook page, Instagram, and our weekly e-news. And with that, I wish everyone a very peaceful and safe Shabbat.
Thank you so much, Cheryl. Shabbat Shalom.
Thank you, Cheryl.
And at this time, it's time for us to join together in Oneg Shabbat, to actually come together and spend a little bit of social time with each other. So you're going to be whisked away through the wonderful technology of Zoom to spend time with each other. Shabbat Shalom, everyone.